Hey everybody, how y'all doing today? This is Caesar Quick with Having Healthy Marriages and Relationships God's Way. Hope everybody is having a beautiful Sunday. I'm here in my backyard on my balcony just enjoying the beautiful weather today. But anyway guys, I want to talk about a topic that's on my heart, and it's basically keeping the passion in your marriages. And what I do as a coach and a counselor with marriages, what I often see is that married couples stop doing a lot of the things that they did in the beginning. So in other words, when you dated your spouse, prior to them being your spouse, you did certain things to capture their attention, certain things to court them, so to speak. So I want to say how important it is. The things that you did in the beginning is crucially important that you continue to maintain those things as it pertains to just keeping keep surprising your spouse with different things. Just actions of love, basically, guys, is so important that, we kind of, as married folks, sometimes get a little bit complacent in doing certain things that we did. And it's important that you show those gestures of love. When it comes to dating your spouse, guys, you gotta date your spouse. You gotta date them like you dated them, when you were pursuing them. And the reason being is we tend to, when we get into marriage, we tend to think, okay, well, yeah, we got them, and our love is enough. Yes, your love is important, but you still got to keep putting in the work, if you know what I mean. And putting in the work means doing those things to keep your spouse engaged, to keep enticing your spouse. Ladies, wearing his favorite dress or his favorite shoes, putting on the perfume, all those little things. Your husband desires those things. It might seem minuscule, but all the work that you do that goes into your beautification process, men, we love that, especially as your husband, we love that. And guys, the same thing. You gotta look, be on point. When you dress to impress your wife like you would, going out to the business meeting. Wives, you dress up to go to work and stuff like that for an interview, whatever it may be. Your spouse wants that same attention. You know what I mean? So you can't put your spouse last. You have to actively keep doing these things, and it should not seem like, it shouldn't seem like a chore. It should seem natural, right? Because we love our spouses. So, we want to hold that first position in their mind, that first position in their heart. And I'm not saying that it's all about that, but I'm saying that that is very important because, when we start slacking in those areas, a lot of times your spouse won't tell you certain things, or they might feel uncomfortable sharing it with you, or they just might think they're going to hurt your feelings. So, with that being said, we want to do things to keep wowing them. We want to do things to keep them feeling like they're number one, because honestly, they are number one. And your spouse made a lifetime commitment to be with you all their life. So that's the person you got to give your best to. If you don't give your best to anybody else, except God, got to give your best to God too. But give your best to your spouse because they deserve it. They locked arms with you. They made a huge commitment. They made a covenant with you. And it doesn't mean that we're going to be perfect, guys, but it means that we should give the 100% effort, if you know what I mean. So a lot of people like to say, hey, when you get married, things get dull and stuff like that. Well, the truth is that it doesn't have to be that way. That depends on your effort. That depends on you having the right attitude, the right mindset, the mindset of a giver, so to speak. So wives, he still wants to see you on point. And guys, she still wants to see you keeping yourself up. Even when it comes to just your appearance and stuff like that, we like to say, hey, it's the inside that matters. Yeah, it's the inside that matters, but the outside matters too. Okay, so we gotta be realistic about this. So, as it comes to pleasing your spouse, man, you can make your marriage a honeymoon every day. I don't believe what they say. I don't care how many horror stories you hear, how many bad marriages you hear. At the end of the day, husbands and wives, it comes down to what do you want your marriage to be? What type of giver are you going to be? A giver, are you going to be a giver? And yes, you should get back, but don't go with that mindset. Go with the mindset is, I'm going to be the best husband or wife I can be, because at the end of the day, you can only control you. You can't control what your spouse does, can't control what the next person does. You can be the best you. And I'm telling you that your spouse, if they don't catch on right now, they might catch on later, like, okay, yeah, they're going above and beyond. And when it comes to winning your spouse's heart, when it comes to winning your spouse's love, a lot of that is going to have to do with your attitude. They're going to see it, they're going to see it from the outside in. So every marriage, man, marriage is God's gift to us. How we treat it depends on, it being a gift back to him. So husbands and wives, you can't be selfish. You got to think that person locked arms and made a lifetime commitment with you. You have to look at that, very seriously. And, just do your part is what I tell people when I coach them. Do your part. Don't tell me about what he or she, don't go tit for tat. Do your part. 'Cause a lot of times we like to blame it on the opposite sex. And the reality is that we both have faults. Both genders have work to do, myself included. But with that being said, guys, give your spouse your best. Find out what it is they need. Don't half step it. Don't go average. Your marriage should be better than average. Honestly, your marriage should be the closest thing to heaven as possible. And we're not seeing enough of that, and we need to start seeing enough of that. And that starts in the heart. That starts with, what am I going to give? That starts with, am I still going to give if my spouse is not giving? And guys, yeah, it's not easy. I'm not saying that it's easy. It's not an easy thing sometimes. But I'm telling you, God will bless your effort. God will see your effort, and you will become a better spouse in the middle of it. So do those small things, husbands and wives. Do those small things to wow your spouse. I'm telling you, if you water your grass, okay, you're not going to have to worry about looking at somebody else's lawn, okay? Always say the grass is greener on the other side. No, the grass is greener where you water it. And what that means is the grass is going to be greener where you put your effort at. Put your best foot forward. And yeah, you can turn any lawn you can get any lawn to turn green if you do your part. So in essence, guys, go into your marriage, those that are engaged, those that are considering marriage, go into your marriage with a heart to give. Don't stop doing those things you did during the courting process. Don't lose that zeal that you had for your spouse when you guys first met each other. Keep doing those things. And of course, things are going to change in your marriage. You guys are going to change as you evolve, as you mature. And then, it's supposed to change, but we want it to change for the better. Change and do newer things, change and do different things, change and do more creative things along with what you were doing to capture their heart. And honestly, most people do it, and then it's like, okay, it's human tendency to just fall off the wagon with it. You know what I mean? But if you make it a part of your everyday routine, or it doesn't mean that, with everybody's crazy busy schedules, everybody has a crazy schedule, I understand that. But even if it's one romantic thing, guys, wives, husbands love when you sometimes take the initiative just to be romantic, or even just if it means, just interacting with him, touching him, encouraging him. Husbands love that stuff. We eat it up all the time. And husbands, likewise, you got to spend quality time. If it means turning the game off, if it means, put that thing on the DVR, man. We have technology. Put it on the DVR. Go spend time with your wife. Tell your wife you love her. And don't just say it. Reflect it in the actions. And I'm telling you, you can have that marriage, that marriage next to heaven. You can have it if you create it. But it depends on what you're going to do with it. And it depends on what you guys as husbands and wives give back to each other. It's about giving. It's about pouring into the marriage. It's not about taking. People go into marriages thinking that, what are they going to do for me? They got a list long of stuff. No, it's about what are you going to give, because you should be going into that marriage to add on to the person. You got to go with the right heart, guys. You got to go right with the right attitude. That's why the marriages are not lasting, because people are selfish. You can't go into a marriage with a selfish mindset. You got to go into the marriage. What did Jesus do? I mean, Jesus came, he gave his life. He said, husbands, love your wives like Christ loved the church. What he's saying, guys, is that is a sacrificial type of love. You got to love, what are you willing to give up to show her that love, or what are you willing to put aside? Wives, respecting your husbands. I don't want to get too off topic with that, but I want to come back to my topic and say that keep the passion alive in your marriage, guys. When you keep that passion going, everything else is going to fall in line. Your marriage is going to go smoother. When you guys get into arguments and stuff like that, you're going to be better off you're going to be more well-rounded when it comes to deflecting your little arguments, when it comes to deflecting those little things that get in the way, because you've built up the passion. You're keeping it going. You're keeping that fire burning. So don't let your fire burn. Don't let your fire dwindle out. Don't let the enemy come in and, break you guys up. Yeah, you're going to have problems. Yeah, you're going to have disagreements, but it's how you're handling those disagreements. Don't let those disagreements kill your fire. So this is Caesar Quick. We're having healthy marriages. I'm glad you guys are supporting the page. I love you. Even though you guys don't see me enough, I'm doing some more lives, and we do marriage coaching here, and we do premarital coaching. So if you want to reach out, you need a free strategy session, I can give you a free strategy session and let you know more about what we do. But I thank you guys, all of you, for who've supported this page for as long as you have. All right.